this year completely just was a whirlwind. Like it was crazy. It was crazy.
But she ain't never seen the world of. She a wanderlust, but she ain't never seen the world of.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Funmi-Layo. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like this video because it helps other people to see the video, and make sure to subscribe because we have awesome content on this channel. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys an end of year recap of the year 2020. So just in my 2020 end of year recap, just discussing everything that happened that I want to share, and just like, yeah, let's get to it. So this year has been wild. Like, if you had told me, I would have never in a million years thought that something like this could happen, that we would be in a pandemic right now. I never thought something like this was possible. You know, sometimes you just think like things are history, things are for the history books, right? As if history is not real life. But you just think, oh, those times are far removed, you know, we're advanced now, such a thing wouldn't happen, this, that, and the third. And this year completely just was a whirlwind. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. So let me just start off from the beginning of the year. I still have my old job. If you haven't followed the channel, you kind of already know some certain things, but some stuff you wouldn't know, but whatever. But I had my own job. It was a good job and everything like that. Great people, but it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. For a while, it wasn't for me. And I was just very sad. I was just very, very sad. And I said it in one of my other videos. I don't think nobody knew how sad I was except for my mom, because she was like, oh, it almost made me tear up, because she was like, you know, it's okay. Like, you know, if you want, just quit and come home. Like, it's good. Don't worry. You're good. Don't worry. It's fine. You know, because she didn't, you know, she could tell that it was affecting me, and she didn't want me to feel like I needed to keep up face and like, you know, just keep up with the Joneses kind of thing. Like, okay, yeah, obviously you need to work and have a job, but she wanted to let me know that like, I don't gotta be living in, she wants me to live at home anyways, but she's like, you know, you don't gotta be living over there, you know, you can come back home, you have a home to come to, so remember that. Like, don't feel like you don't have any other option. And that just is tremendous. It was tremendously helpful to me and soothing. And I feel like if you have people in your life and you know that they're going through things and you care about them, like those little assurances, it does make a difference. It does make a difference, because it really did help me out, and it really did make me feel better. Obviously, you know, I'm still Team DC, still want to live in the city and everything like that. I just wanted to switch my job, you feel me? So, but it was still dope to just know that, like, you know, I got somebody that's got my back, you know, through everything, and somebody that's like, you know, you don't have to do this, like, just, you can come home and start all over and da-da-da, you know, if that's not what you want. But anyways, yes, so I was in that job, and again, great people. I love my coworkers. I love my boss, like, just great. But it just was not for me. It was not for me, and I was very unhappy, just because I realize now that I really have to like the work I'm doing or just be making so much money from it. You know what I mean? So it's like, facts. I'm gonna keep it honest, because it's like, if I'm making so much money from it, then my time off work, it'll make sense of like what I'm doing on work, you know. But yeah, no, the work really has to resonate with me, or I've got to see some sort of growth and progression. It's like when you're in the same place it's just me in general. If there's no sense of progression or growth, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy, especially if it's a position where I don't want to grow. That's what it stuck out to me. I'm stumbling over my words. It stuck out to me something that I heard that said, if you don't want your boss's job, you're in the wrong position. And I didn't want my boss's job, you know? So I knew I was in the wrong position. Like, so you have to move strategically and move from there. So that's just what it was. And so God ended up opening so many doors for me at once. Like, y'all, it was crazy. Like, I was getting job offers out of nowhere. Like, well, obviously I had been applying hardcore for a while, but finally I just was getting like real offers. I was going on interviews and getting real offers. And I'm just like, wow, thank you, God. Like, God's time is truly the best. And I think God knew, like, I got to get my daughter out of this, because it's not, she not gonna last. So yeah, But granted though, even though, like I said, I was unhappy in that sense, again, I don't want you guys to think like when you guys would see me having fun that it was fake. No, I was really having fun. Like other times I would have fun, like our happy hours with my coworkers, I would have fun. You know, my nightlife, I would be having fun or whatever. You feel me? Woo, child, too much fun if you ask me. But yeah. So I did have fun elsewhere, but it's like, you know, you spend the majority of your life at work, so you really it's gotta make sense. You feel me? So anyways, I ended up getting a new job, and then even before that, like some of the offers were coming in like towards the end or like during my fast too. Like it was just crazy. I went on a 7-day fast, y'all. For 7 days, just drink water, and you can watch my YouTube videos about it, because I did one time at the beginning of the year, then later on in the year I decided to do it again after. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, you guys, because it was just a lot going on, health reasons, and it was just like, nah, let me just do it. And I was able to do it. 7 days, literally all I had was water, no food, nothing like that. And it was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, the blessings were pouring. I'm gonna keep it 100% real. The second time I did it, I feel like it wasn't the same because that spiritual component was missing, you know? But this first time around, I was more in tune. You feel me? Like I was more in tune. I could have been even more in tune, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, the first time around when I did it, it wasn't solely for spiritual reasons. It was more so health reasons, to be honest. More so health reasons. And just like, I just wanted an overall reset. But bruh, like it was crazy. It was crazy. I just thank God for it. But yeah, and then I ended up getting a new job. Really like my new job. You know, obviously every job has its pros and cons, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it right now, and you know, I can see progression. It's in the field that I want to be in. And it's just interesting how I was able to make the switch. It's a slight pivot, but kind of it's still basically the same industry. It depends on who you ask, really. But anyways, yeah, you guys, like honestly, I was just so grateful, because God knew my time was up there. Everybody knew my time was up. So you know, it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet. But yeah, it was just so great. And then also, then the pandemic hit out of nowhere, and it's like, dang, I'm just now really getting into this. So then was at work, you know, we were working crazy hours at one point, crazy hours. It's like up and down depending on like certain things specific to my work or whatever, but it was wild. And then like calmed down, and then I just was like at home, just in my room, and literally did not go anywhere because I was so scared. And I got my mom in my ear talking about how many people were dying today? So thousands of people dying today. That's it. And so I'm like, all right, bet I don't want to be next. Let me just go ahead and stay in here. But I'm just like, dang, you know, I was just scared. But then at the end, I ended up like, I'm still going for my grocery store visits. Like my favorite place was the grocery store, but it wasn't even the same. It was just like, we all felt like crabs in a barrel or whatever. I remember I told you guys how Whole Foods can be sometimes. But then Trader Joe's too. Trader Joe's was cool too, though. Trader Joe's, honestly, I feel like was even better in terms of the amount of people and space or whatever. But I really like Whole Foods, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, yeah. You see, look, I just went a whole little blurb about grocery stores because it is one of my favorite places to go to. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's low-key therapeutic to me. I just be in the aisles, especially in the ice cream aisle, just looking through, or just in general, because not only just ice cream, because, you know, with the fast and everything, I try to live a more healthier lifestyle. And again, not perfect at all. Definitely not so. I go on my binges and everything like that. But wow, I will say that the way I eat has changed. The way I eat has definitely changed, which is good. I do go on, you know, my benders here and there, but yeah, the way I eat has changed and just uncovered different issues that I don't think I would have known if not for, number one, the fast, and number two, the pandemic. Like, I've discovered different things. So it's like, oh, wow, like, yo, that, okay, all right, you know, now I know how to move, Because the thing about it is like, you know, when you're going, you don't realize what's really happening with your body. You don't realize what's really happening with your mind. So it was just like, when the pandemic hit, especially when I was in DC in my apartment and I'm just in my room alone, just thinking, like mentally, I'm able to really think about life, you know, places that I went wrong, that, you know, I could have made better decisions, places where I was right, things that I need to change, things I need to improve on, and areas for healing, places that I need to heal from, like issues that I really need to deal with. I was able to really uncover that and really realize like, whoa, like there's some growth here that needs to take place. There's some healing that needs to take place. And then, you know, my lease ended, intended to come home only for like a little bit of a visit, but now I'm staying a little bit longer. It's the whole sabbatical out here. You feel me? It is a whole sabbatical before I go back to DC, because doggone it, all my things are still there, you know, because that's where I'm gonna be. Unless God pulls the plug and says, you know, maybe you're not supposed to be there right now. But yeah. And I just been able to be home, and I'm gonna be real. Like I told you guys, I think I told you before, I never thought I'd be able to be living under somebody for again as an adult now. I didn't think I could do it. Obviously, it's my family, so it's like, you know, it's my mom. It's like, you know, you're used to it in a way, but you gotta think like it's been years since, you know, I've lived under somebody. Since I left to go to college, I've never spent longer than 2 weeks at home, and that was the most. 2 weeks, maybe 3. I don't even think it was 3 at home, and that was like the most. You know, that was rare occasions. Usually I just come for a couple of days and leave. So it's like just learning how to live under somebody again. And it really, it hasn't been that deep. Honestly, it's only like when I want to eat bad and my mom is like, nah, don't eat it. Nah, you know, it's a no for me. And then, okay, you know, butt heads a little bit about that. But yeah, y'all, like, that's really what it's been. And it's just crazy, like the different twists and turns it took. Because it's like at one point in the pandemic, I really got to kind of know myself more, and I realized like, yo, you're bomb. Like, sis, do you know who you are? Like I realized I had to tell myself that. I was realizing it, because you know, you never really think about certain things, but just more so knowing my self-worth. You feel me? Because I've always held myself mentally to a high standard, and like, no, like, you know, she's not one of them. You feel me? Don't play with her, okay? But really just knowing like, no, like really look at yourself, like you are great, you are this, like really just affirming myself and realizing the things about me that were great, and just the ways that I was sleeping on myself. You know what I mean? I feel like early in the pandemic, I really peaked like in certain areas in which I'm sleeping on myself, and you know how, and I just had to affirm myself in those areas. Like, girl, do you know that you are A, B, C, D, E, F, or whatever, you know? And also ways that I was sleeping on myself in the sense that like, girl, you could really grow in this area if you would just, you know, focus, like get down on it, or really, you know, invest that time in this or that and the third. And those are just things that I went through during the pandemic. And then I kind of noticed like a shift too, where it became more of a healing aspect in the sense of like, girl, like this needs work. You know, this is not okay. Like you are in charge of your own healing. Get on it, you know? In which sense? Because I talk to myself, I give myself pep talks. Like I will literally talk to myself in my head like, it's okay, girl, it's all right, you know. I'll say, it's okay, Layo, you know, you're doing your best, da-da-da. Like I have to affirm myself, because, you know, with anxiety and everything like that, like I have to, I'm constantly in my head trying to like calm myself down or build myself up and stuff like that, you know. And just really help myself walk in my light. Because again, it's like fundamentally I know who I am, but you know, certain times you can forget. And certain things you don't really fully know the full scope of it, and there are rooms for improvement. I don't know. I hope I'm making sense, but if you get me, you get me. But yes, you guys, so that has kind of been like how the year has gone, and basically just discovering new things about myself and discovering like areas that I can improve in, and just trying to grow for real. And then also because it seemed like it was the end of the world, just being like, okay, well, if I was to die tomorrow, what would I have wanted to do? And just making note of that so that I can be more intentional with the way I live and make more strategic choices, so that I'm doing things that I really want to be doing versus just doing things to go with emotions. So yeah, you guys, that's really what it has been like for me. It's been something, and it's just been like me just realizing how important my peace is to me too. Like, bro, that just matters to me. It really matters to me, my peace and my energy, and just being cognizant of the fact that my energy doesn't align with everybody. Not even that my energy doesn't align with everybody, but more so like everybody's energy doesn't align with my own. Because I can do this thing where I can make myself, go in certain spaces. I can make myself get along in certain spaces. Like, I'm one of those type of people. Like, I can pretty much, I can make it work. But realizing that, no, you don't have to make it work, because technically making it work is not always beneficial to me. Sometimes it's harmful. Do you feel what I'm saying? So it has been kind of like me just realizing like, okay, maybe certain things are not for me. Maybe certain people are not for me, and I'm not for certain people. It's just being cautious of like my energy and the spaces that I occupy and things like that. And also, like, I will say too, just finding my strength. And I feel like next year will be like trying to find my voice more and everything like that, because I just noticed like I want to make a video on my future daughter, and just a lot of things that I do. Like I told you guys, I'm always in my head. A lot of things I'm doing, I'm like, yeah, I really want to be this way, and I really want to be this type of person, so that for my future daughter, she would be like, mommy does things like this, like mommy is this type of way, mommy is that type of way, you know what I mean? And she can see me as an example or whatever. And then I realized like, okay, you keep on saying that you're gonna do A, B, C, and D for this reason, or for your future child or whatever, or you keep saying like A, B, C, or D is gonna change when you have a future kid. But why don't you value yourself enough to change things now and improve yourself for you? And so yeah, I really had to sit with that question, and I really had to like try to maneuver that or whatever. It's gonna have to be something I really address and work through next year, because there's something there, and it's just like it's a lot of work and a lot of healing and a lot of growth that I have to do, and I'm fully aware, and I feel like next year for me is going to be what healing looks like by God's grace, and because I want to be the best me I can be. I really do. God knows my heart. I really want to be the best me I can be. I want to be better, I want to be better for me too, like, and it's just like, you really got to think like, just in general, like if you love yourself, you move differently. And if you really love yourself, because I and everybody else, we always say we love ourselves, but what does love look like in the sense of the boundaries you're setting? What does love look like in the sense of the energy that you align yourself with, just in general, So I'm just trying to be aware of all that, and just just be aware. So it's not necessarily like I'm doing something wrong, not, you know what I mean? But it's just, I want to be more intentional. So yes, you guys, I'm just figuring it out just like everybody else, you feel me? So oh my goodness, I always go in and out of like weird accents. I don't even know, but thank you so much for watching, because now I'm just chatterbox at this point. So like this video, let me know what this year has looked like for you, because I'm curious, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.